Welcome to Parshah Power. Our Parshah is Korach. Korach is known in our shul as the chairman of the Broigis Committee. He's known as the head of all fights, as it says in Pirkei Avot, that we learn that all arguments that are not l'shem shamayim, that are not for the sake of heaven, are like the argument of Korach. We learn also one of the negative commandments is that we're not allowed to be like Korach. We're not allowed to have an argument for the sake of an argument. Now, what was Korach's complaint? He had a novel idea. His idea was Ki chol ha'edo kulam kedoshim, that the entire people, the entire Jewish people are holy. Why should there be a difference between Moshe Rabbeinu and the Jews, Kohanim and Levim? We're all holy. We all heard, I am your God who took you out of Egypt directly from God. Why should there be separation from Jew to Jew? And out of his novel argument, out of his novel idea that he created such machloikis, such dissension between the Jewish people, that he's the father of all dissension. It's like the communists wanted to make, there shouldn't be the difference between the have and the not haves. And they created most corruption and killing people, taking away their money. So Korach's idea was a very novel idea. We say that the whole portion is called Korach. He wanted there shouldn't be difference between man and man. We're all created in God's image. We're all God's children. Why should there be any difference? But the truth is, we all have our separate and unique missions. Like the famous story is known for, there was a new bus driver, and he found out that the previous bus driver, he made a couple of dollars, didn't make too much. He decided, he came back with his bus full of loads of money. And they asked him, how did you do this? The previous bus driver barely brought in a couple of nickels. And he said, what do you want? I saw there was not enough people on my route, so I just took my bus and went to Fifth Avenue and filled it up with money. And they fired the guy right away because your route is not on Fifth Avenue. It's not to get a lot of people. The idea is there is differences in the Jewish nation. And this is what makes us unique, and this is how we fulfill our mission of being in this world. We can't all be the same. Like it says in the passage, Boiker v'yoyda Hashem. In the morning we will know who God chose. Says Rashi, Moshe said to Korach, God made boundaries in his world. There's morning and there is night. And we got to keep those boundaries, because we each have a mission. There's boundaries in the world. There's the holiest place of the world, Jerusalem, and then there's different places. But there are differences. Those movements in Judaism today that want to say there's no difference between man and woman, and a woman should be a witness at a get, or we shouldn't need a mechitza. Those people that want to tear down the barriers between people and people, they are the ones who cause the greatest damage. Like by Korach, when all the people were swallowed by the ground, opened by the miracle, the opening of the ground, or the burning of the Keteris, we have to remember, true, there will come a time when there'll be no difference between man and man. As the prophet Yeshaya says, Isaiah, some people call him, Ki kulam yedu oisi, you will all know me, lemiktanav agdolam, there is no difference. But now there is differences, and by keeping the differences, we will have a healthy Jewish nation that will do their mission. Like the famous saying goes, good fences make healthy neighbors. Anyways, my friend, we should learn to each be thankful to God for the mission, for what he put in our plate, and do it with happiness. And not look into other people's plates and say, I wish I had, where the grass was always greener, I had the other mission. Do your mission with happiness. The mission that was given to you by God and only you can do. The mission that was given to you by Moshe Rabbeinu. Have a happy week, and and let's all get along despite our differences and garden the gardens which God gave us and only us. Have a wonderful week. Shalom.